Hello everybody, welcome to the HoopsCast. I am your host, Jacob, aka Rusty Buckets, joined by my co-host, Muhammad, aka Mojo99. Say what's up, Mojo.
Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. It's Mojo in the cut once again.
I did the same joke last time and I'll do it again. Hey, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into it.
You don't have the right energy. Let's just get straight into this podcast, all right?
Okay, I'll try it again. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. Now let's get right into it. Is that better?
Lord. Yeah, anyone looking for a new co-host, hit me up.
Man, no, I'm looking for a new co-host. You just called me your hoe earlier.
Hey, relax.
All right.
Off the pod conversations.
Yeah. Okay, so today, as you can read by the title, we're going to be giving pretty much just some grades to every team in the NBA, and we're going to be basing this off of our own expectations. Me and Mojo might have different expectations, but what should be noted is we're basically using C as a baseline for exactly meeting expectations. So if a team has really surpassed expectations, they'll get an A+. If they've really disappointed, they'll get an F, and that's kind of the spectrum. So first team we got here is the Atlanta Hawks, and I guess we should say with this team, the factor of injuries and, in this case, someone being out with a suspension will be taken into consideration. So how are you feeling about your Hawks right now, Mojo?
My Hawks, me watch Hawks equals I cry every time. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah, so Trae Young has been doing his thing. John Collins, he's out here doing drugs. Not really. He just took something that'll make he took a supplement that'll make him hungrier. So he took that and then he got suspended. But outside of that, our team has been bad, really bad. Our bigs are garbage. Damian Jones is okay, but Alex Len and whoever else we have at the big spot is horrible. Overall, our team has
Bruno Fernando.
He's garbage. He's a fraud right now. He is not good at all right now. You would think, if you see him play, you would think that he's a tough guy, scrapper like Taj Gibson S-type dude, but he's not. He's a fraud. But other than that, our rookies, Cam Reddish has been getting better progressively these last few games, and DeAndre Hunter has been hooping as well these last few games as well. These two players' defenses has been really promising, but our team overall as a whole still has been pretty bad, and offensively we've been even worse than I thought. It's like whenever the ball is not in Trae's hand, everybody literally forgets how to hoop and play basketball. Jabari Parker is the only competent basketball player that we currently have on our roster outside of Trae Young. The rest the rest are really hesitant and are iffy on every single thing that they do. So considering that John Collins is out with the suspension and Kevin Huerter is also out, I'm gonna give us a D- because this is ridiculous. Look, like we're talking like worst team of the East right now. We're tied with the Knicks right now for worst team of the East.
I didn't expect the Hawks to make the playoffs, but I expected them to be like the 9th or 10th seed, and that has not been the case. You mentioned Jabari Parker. He's averaged 16 points on 51% shooting, so what annoys me is that I've had some Bulls fans complain that the Bulls let go of Jabari Parker now that he's playing well, but it was a matter of it was just a bad fit. And with our team having as bad of a defense as we did, Jabari Parker was never going to work here. That's why we got rid of him. He was a high reward, minimal risk move that the Bulls made by signing him, and we ended up turning him into Otto Porter Jr., so
which is a major W.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, and I'm happy that Jabari's gone. I'm happy that he's doing well where he's gone. But
what would you grade us so far this season?
I would just go with a D, not a D-, because I think John Collins being out really does make a world of difference, because literally I'd say like 70% of the production of points is relied on from Trae Young. Like, there's no real playmakers on this team. The shooters have not shot well. Jabari is scoring an ISO sometimes, and that's pretty much about it in terms of guys who can score one-on-one on this team. John Collins.
It's literally Jabari and Trae.
Yeah.
And Kevin Herter was supposed to be that like guy to relieve Trey, but he's been like in and out of the lineup so many times
Yeah.
consistently
And
this season. So
Trey is pretty much either scoring or assisting on like at least half of the Hawks points. I actually want to look that up because uh okay.
oh man,
So I can't, I don't know where to find points responsible for stats, but he's averaging
hmm
26 points per game, getting 9 assists. If we assume those 9 assists are all 2-pointers, which is probably not true.
it's mostly
Let's
two
see.
pointers because dog, we have no
Yeah,
shooters.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Let me do some math in the calculator on my lap real quick because I fucking failed math multiple times and I can't do this in my head. 18 plus 26. Uh, that would be 44 points. And I want to look up how many points. It's more than that, but like how many points the
yeah,
Hawks are averaging.
and that's not even calculating like potential assists too. These guys are just not making shots. He would average 10, 11 assists per game if John Collins was in the lineup and also Kevin Herter. So there's a lot of like missing buckets from that assist number. Our guys just suck right now. That's it, plain and simple.
Whoa, did you know the Wizards are leading the league in points per game?
That is dude. I was just watching the Wizards game just now, and dude, I don't understand how fans can do it.
Okay,
That
the
is
Atlanta
crazy.
Hawks average 108 points per game, which means Trae Young is pretty close to averaging 40% of this Hawks offense. So
Yeah,
when you ain't got
usage
John
rate is
Collins there,
ridiculous.
it really is a struggle. But
Yeah.
moving on to the Boston Celtics now. Uh,
Woo woo.
you last time you gave them a, because by the way, we recorded this before and it corrupted. That's why I'm saying last time. Uh,
Yeah.
you gave them an A plus, and my expectations were a little higher than yours. So, do you want to explain
hmm
why you're so blown away by them?
So with me, my whole thing was that when Kyrie left and like they signed Kemba, I was just like, damn, what the hell? Why'd you sign another guard who's kind of like Kemba? Not to say that Kemba's like a bad player or he'd be bad for this atmosphere in this locker room, but it's just like I wanted to see them let the young guys like Jason Tatum and what's his name, Jalen Brown shine. I wanted them to have all the opportunity in the world. But I give them an A plus because Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum have actually shined and continue to and has elevated their game even with Kemba Walker in their rotation. And everybody has just been vibing extremely well. I expected Jalen Brown to not be damn near what is he? How many points is he averaging so far this season?
I
Let me check
believe
real
it's
quick.
around 18 a game.
Yeah, damn, he's damn near 20 points a game. I wouldn't expect
It's
him to do
19
this with
now.
Kemba Walker. Yeah, 19, damn near
Yeah,
19 a
that's,
game
and here's the
alongside
thing.
Kemba, Tatum, and Gordon Hayward. Like, what the hell?
When they signed Kemba Walker, I initially had a criticism where I
Uh
was like, I really was looking forward to the Celtics just being Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum taking a lot of shots and
Exactly.
seeing where that goes. So I was
Yeah.
against them signing Kemba Walker. I was like, why not just sign a couple of other young players with the cap space you have and fill out the roster. But
Yeah.
it's looked like that was actually the right move for the short term, and I would even say the long term because maybe it's for the better that Jalen Brown is not putting up 20 shots a game. Uh,
Yeah. Until he's
but
truly ready for that
what
type
I
of
will say is I'm
talent.
not as shocked, even though it is pretty crazy, because there's almost 4 guys on this team averaging 40 point or not 40, Jesus, 20 points per game, like for each of them, and that's a
hmm
wild distribution. But you know what it is?
What
Part
is
of
it?
it is the fact that their bench is pretty AIDS. Not a lot of guys getting buckets on that bench.
Oh yeah,
And
their
it
bench is
also
extremely mid.
it's not even mid, it's bad. It's relying on a lot of rookies. Even if those rookies were better than we expected, like Carson Edwards, who's
hmm
actually been a little bit below
Yeah.
expectations, and
Yeah.
Grant Williams was actually hitting shots because
He's
I
been
believe
bad.
he's shooting like 20% or something like that. Uh,
Yeah, he's shooting 27%, dog.
yeah, but if the fact that the bench is not producing anything allows them to score, and also shout out to Jim Boylan, fucking rotations make a big difference. All right,
yeah.
being able
You're
to
right.
being able to spread out your 4 scorers in a way that they're not being limited with their opportunities allows them to get that kind of production out of all 4 of their players. And I'll say with
Yeah,
Jalen
so like
Brown, he really is very much a system scorer, a type of guy who, gets catch and shoot jumpers, cuts back door. And with that, I expected him to be a career 15-point scorer. But in the offseason, he added some ball handling ability, which has really opened up his game for him to get to more like 19 to 20 a game.
Yeah. Yeah, no more
So,
dribbling with your head down.
yeah, but like him just, improving his ball handling enough to be able to score a little bit himself has opened up this offense a good bit because he's a
Yeah.
legit threat. But
Changed life for real.
I give them just an A and not an A plus because I made a whole video on why I expected them to be a little bit better than people were giving them credit for, even though I did not
Yeah.
necessarily like the Kemba signing. And also shout out to Marcus Smart because he's about to win Defensive Player of the Year for the first time for a guard since 1996.
Ah.
So
Yeah,
he's
man's been
been
hooping, dude.
ridiculous.
He's
Also
every
shooting
team's
well from
dream
three.
role player.
Yeah. But you can move on to the Brooklyn Nets right now. I think I just gotta give them. They're 7-8 now. They've been better recently, and they're playing the Knicks, which would be
Yeah,
real embarrassing if they lost. And it's a close game right now,
yeah.
midway through the third. But I'd say probably a D plus.
Okay, why D?
I might even say a D because I expected them to be as good as they were last year, if not better, and that's not been the case.
I expected
And
them
I
to be
think
better because I think their roster better. Their roster is better for sure this year.
I didn't believe that Kemba to D'Lo was a big deal. The only real
I mean,
improvement outside
Kyrie
of that
D'Lo,
is
but
their
okay.
backup center gets better with DeAndre Jordan, but it's kind of sad, but I don't think the difference is that big between him and Ed Davis at this point. And then they added
Ouch.
Torian Prince.
That is sad, dude. That hurts.
It's true though. It's true. And DeAndre spent like the last 2 years playing for stats. He doesn't know how to play for wins anymore. But I didn't think Torian Prince would be like a huge difference maker in the win column. So
hmm
I expected them to
Well,
be around like a 45 win team, and they're not on pace to have a losing record currently.
yeah. Well, I mean, a thing to keep in mind is that they've had injuries to their two star guards in Kyrie and Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert has been missing a lot of games. He's only played like what 9 games so far this season,
Yeah, well,
and
they also did
also
win a
Kyrie's.
game. They also did win a game against the Bulls without both of them, so that was fun for my
Yeah, that's
sanity.
not that impressive though. It's the Bulls, so relax.
Fuck off.
Not that impressive. Anybody can do that one, coach. But yeah, for me, I think so far this season, I want to give them a D plus, just because of the injuries that they had. That's a slight pass that I'm giving them. They had a really really rough going towards the beginning of the season. They're really struggling to like really mesh and gel with the team, and they would blow not hella leads, but they would blow close game opportunities and stuff like that. And I think they sort of recovered themselves, and they're on their way to becoming a plus 500 team. So I'm gonna give them a D plus, just because of that.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Next we got the Charlotte Hornets. We'll talk
Whoop, whoop.
about that game last night when we get to the Bulls, but currently 6-11. I think I would have to give them a B plus for what my expectations were because I expected them to
Yeah,
be
man.
by far and away the worst team in the league, and they've been, at least a respectable basketball team.
Yeah, man. And didn't you you made the first time we recorded this? You told me you made a video or at least a
Yeah,
thumbnail of them
yeah,
being the
I
worst team
literally
in the
put
league.
them as 30th in my power rankings. And you know what? We recorded a
hmm
podcast talking about our power rankings, and you also had the Hornets there, so you're not
Hey,
free
man,
from this one.
why are you throwing me out there, man? We're talking
What
about
you
you,
didn't
piece of
you
shit.
didn't have to mention that. You brought
Such
it
a
up, so
snitch.
I'm bringing
Look,
it up.
you're such a snitch. Whatever, dude. But yeah, I was gonna admit to it too. In my videos leading up to this season so far, I constantly, not really constantly, but I always threw the Charlotte Hornets under the bus because of the stupid decisions that they made, and I kept on and I labeled them as one of the least watchable teams in the league, least fun teams to watch in the league, and all this other stuff. But really they have they've really completely shitted on my original take on them because of their ball movement and a lot of surprising players on that team. One of them being your guy, Devontae Graham, and also PJ Washington. That man's been hooping as well. So,
Yeah, I would just
uh,
like to say that I
mhm,
did say in our most underrated and overrated for each team video or podcast, because there were two of them,
yeah,
that Devonte Graham was the
mhm.
most underrated before the season started, and look where we're at now. Uh, yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah,
I
I'm
give him a
great.
B plus too.
Yeah, because I would have to get into the A category. They'd have to be like a borderline playoff team, and they're
Yeah, they
not.
got to be in the race
So,
right now.
speaking of should be borderline playoff team, next we got the Chicago Bulls, and I got to talk
Woo!
about last night's game. All right,
Let me sleep. Do your thing, coach.
so right after me and Mojo quit recording the podcast yesterday because my audio fucked up. Uh, Turned on the Bulls Hornets game, watched for the last like 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. What happened was Zach drove to the basket, got blocked. Wendell recovered and dunked it, and then literally no one picked up. Not Bam Adebayo. The fucking Hornets wish they had Bam Adebayo. Bismack Biyombo, and he threw down a dunk, made it an 8-point game with like 45 seconds remaining. So I was like, well, it's an 8 points, 45 seconds. This team, the Bulls, have been fucking horrible in clutch situations. So this game's over. All right. So
Mhm.
I turned it off. Zach had 40 points after I had predicted that he would have 40 points. So I made sure to tweet about that and say that Jim Boylan can go
Yeah.
fuck himself, as I do pretty much every day. And what happened was, all right, so my best friend is a Hornets fan, and he tweeted me, "Holy fuck, shit, what the fuck, holy shit, fuck." Lots of cursing. And then as I texted him back, like, "What do you mean?" Before he could respond, I went on my Twitter, and on my post saying that Zach had 40 points, and some guy replied to me and said, "And now it's 49 points and a game winner." And I said, "Bitch, what the fuck?" And then and then my friend messages me. He goes, "Zach hit a fucking game winner on us. God damn it." I mean, I cannot believe the end of that game. We scored 11 points in 40 seconds. That's some. I
That
mean,
is ridiculous,
it
bro.
wasn't just Zach, but that is like basically what T Mac did, because he did 13 points in 35 seconds, and it was one player, so
Mhm.
not quite as impressive. But Zach hit a three. He pump faked, almost traveled, but didn't, or almost went up and down. Defender left his feet. Zach was able to pull up, hit the three. Foul, two free throws. Zach comes up, pulls up from goddamn near half court, hits a three with a bank. Next play, free throws. Then Kobe gets a layup. Next play, one of two from the free throw line. I believe that was Terry Rozier. Thanks for that miss, buddy. And then,
Oh shit.
what was that?
Dude, I just saw a trifling ass tweet on Twitter, dude. So there's the Knicks game going on right now. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this shit is hilarious. There's a Knicks game going on right now, and Richard Jefferson is commentating right now. And he said during the game that he knew it was time to retire when the Knicks offered him a contract.
Uh,
Right. And he said he decided to hang it up right then and there because of that shit. But anyways, you can go
that's
ahead.
that's hilarious. So then after that missed free throw, the Bulls push it up court. Zach has the ball. They double him. Kobe is in the game. We were running a 4 guard lineup for some reason, but I guess it worked out.
Yeah.
Kobe passes it to Sato. Once again, a defender leaves his feet off of a pump fake. It happened like 3 times to close out that game, and Sato is able to make the three. 6 seconds remaining. Then Terry Rozier inbounds it to Devonte Graham, who is double teamed. So Terry Rozier, I really appreciate the win, bud. But but yeah. So Ryan Arcidiacono, one of my favorite players on the team, regardless of how much I shit talk the amount of minutes he gets. He gets the ball from here. He knocks it away from Devonte Graham, and Zach corrals it. We're only down 2 points at this point, but he takes that ball and he runs to the 3-point line,
Yeah.
fades over Marvin Williams, and it goes in. And the Hornets had no timeouts left. They basically had to chuck it to half court. Wendell steals it, throws it up. We just pulled off a miracle fucking win. and
Yeah, bro.
I did not even see it because I was not fucking watching. And there were a bunch of Bulls fans
So,
on Twitter that also did the same thing. They're like, "Oh fuck, I turned off the game."
yeah, I saw that too. You tweeted some shit like that. So, thanks for that little complete breakdown, Mister Rusty Rusty B-ball breakdown over here. So,
Yeah.
what would you grade your season so far? Aside from last
Uh,
night, right now you stand at the 10th
yeah.
seed, 6-11.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact to that game, but I do. I
Uh-huh.
tweeted this out earlier. I feel like this game against the Blazers will be the make it or break it game because I'm pretty sure Damian Lillard is still out, and if we don't
Now he's playing
crush,
now.
he is.
Yeah, he played their last game and they still lost.
Well, shit. Well, okay. I was gonna say if we don't crush them, if we don't at least make it a very close game after that, then I give up on the season. Because I really feel that game should be a spark plug for the rest of this team,
Mhm.
and if it isn't, then I give up, basically. But I give them a D, yeah,
D,
for what?
solid.
Because
Yeah,
and I give a fucking F minus to fucking Lowry Markkinen. He gets a 0 as far as I'm
dude,
concerned.
dude. Look, for me, I gave. I was so close during the summer and leading up to the season to making a video about the Chicago Bulls and why they're like. I was gonna mention how and why they are like the most disrespected team in the league, and I'm so fucking happy and blessed that I did not decide to make that video and I had other shit on my plate to go. So just because of that, just because of that, I'm gonna give the Bulls a D minus. You guys nearly ruined my reputation for a hot second. So that's a D minus for me.
Dude, you know you're
Larry
allowed to
Markin,
have one bad take without it ruining your reputation.
shit, not me, coach.
I made a video on why they'd make the playoffs. How do you think I feel?
I mean, you're a fan. It's different. It's different, dude.
It really isn't, because I really look at my team objectively. People just don't seem to agree with me on that one. Like, there's a lot of Bulls fans who act like Zach LaVine can be Kobe, act like Lowry Markkinen can be Dirk, act like Wendell can be Tim Duncan. And I'm like, I see CJ McCollum, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Al Horford. I think that's a more fair assessment. And I think that's an
Okay.
objective assessment. That's what I would have said if
Fair
they
to
were
say.
on different teams. But yeah.
Fair to say.
So they get a
Next
D from
team.
me. But we got the Cleveland Cavaliers up next. They're actually pretty surprising to open the year, but they've fallen off.
Yeah.
I think I'd give them a C plus because they're or a C, maybe a C plus, pretty much that because they're pretty much exactly where I expected to be, maybe a little better at least to start. I would
Mm-hmm.
like to talk about Tristan Thompson though, because this
What
man
you gotta
is
say about the
playing.
man's?
He is playing for
Yeah.
that contract.
Oh, is this his last year?
Yeah, and
Oh, that explains a lot.
yeah, he's averaging 15 and 10. Never averaged 15 points. He was averaging 20 and 10 at one point, falling off a little bit.
Yeah.
He's only taken half a 3-pointer a game, but he has made a few threes. He's shooting
Yeah, dog.
43% on 0.5 attempts. Uh, yeah, I
Man's
mean, the
been
man's
hooping.
playing for the money. I don't blame him. I would do the same shit. But yeah, Darius Garland been disappointing. Kevin Porter has not looked like the steal people said he would be. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, yeah.
Chetty Osman
Uh,
continues to be overrated for no reason.
Shetty's been he's been good this season though so far,
Yeah,
right?
39% is really good.
Oh, ouch. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna give the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm gonna give them a C plus so far this season. I don't think anybody had any real expectations for them so far, but yeah, I tip my hat over to them for sticking with Kevin Love so far, and also the other whatever other vets that they have on their team, but not trading anybody away because these
Dude,
guys
Colin
like Kevin Love.
Colin
Hmm?
Sexton has like almost the exact same stats as he did last year.
Really?
Like one more point per game, one less assist, slight like 0.7 better field goal percentage, but a worse 3-point percentage. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, his 3-point percentage was up a few games ago, but it just took a massive drop. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna give him a C plus because I don't think they'll want to trade Kevin Love because he's a cushion for the rookies and all their young players, and he makes their jobs a lot easier. So I'm gonna give him a C plus so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree on that front. But yeah. We got the Dallas Mavericks up. Yes, gotta give them a fat A minus.
Yeah.
I give
I'm gonna give him an A as well.
Luca an A plus. An A plus
A
plus.
plus
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx, show me a soda, bitch.
That's a thing. Diet.
I haven't had a soda in like 3 months, but yeah. Yeah, I ain't got much to say about this team. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Porzingis needs to pick it back up, so.
Oh yeah, Porzingis has been ridiculously mid, but outside of that, I give him an A because I didn't expect them to be like literally in the middle of the West.
I think I'd say they're actually in the top 3 right now.
Oh yeah, because they just beat the Rockets today. Fucking James Harden, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give him an A. I should give him an A plus to be real with you because I expected them to be like an 11th, 10th, or 9th seed, not like towards the top of the West. That is ridiculous right there. Yeah, I give him an A for sure. Not much to be said over there. Phenomenal job.
What I will say is that Luka, his numbers are probably going to go down, but also Porzingis' numbers are probably going to go up. So I think they're pretty much going to be the level of team that they are now, just a better distribution. Yeah. So I do think they can be like a top 5 team in the West. I expected like a 8th or 7th seed, so that's why I give them an A. Because C plus was going to be like 8th seed for me. So yeah. We talked about this last time with the Denver Nuggets. They're doing really well, but like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, dude. I would have guessed that they're like a 6th seed or something like that so far this season, but they're actually like the number 2 seed in the West, and that caught me way off surprise. I was like, what the hell? Like, to be real with you, I haven't watched many Denver Nuggets games because like they've been doing the same thing, and just like the hype kind of wore off for them because we now know what they are. And so far, I give them like a C plus or whatever. So far this season,
I give them a C because they're exactly what I expected. I didn't see them really making that much improvement.
Yeah, I mean,
I really think
Jamal Murray has been.
Yeah, for this team to get to where they need to be, Jamal Murray needs to get better. And Michael Porter
Jokic.
Jr. Yeah, he's been a little disappointing, but Michael Porter Jr. also needs to be the star player that he's supposed to be. That might be unreliable.
Coach has beef with him.
Yeah, seriously. He needs to play either to develop into that star player or be a trade asset for them to get a star player. Because right now,
Coach is shooting himself in the foot
right now. I think they're just like one guy away from being a real contender, and they just don't have it right now. But yeah, this is a random side note, but Nikola Jokic might be the least photogenic person of all time.
Really? You exist though.
Dude, I look better than this dude. I don't give a fuck.
Do you? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Are you kidding me right now?
Nikola got blue eyes. Relax, okay? The hoes, the thotties, the thooters go crazy for that. What are you talking about?
Well, they also go crazy. He doesn't need the looks. He makes millions of dollars, and he's a star NBA player. But I'm better looking than that guy.
I think if I ran a poll between you two, Nicole would for sure put all the hoes. He'll put more hoes than you without a doubt. Them blue eyes, I'm telling you, the Thooters love him. They're idiots.
If people consider Nikola Jokic faster than or better looking than me, then I might as well give up. That's all I gotta say.
Nah, you just underrated Nikola. That's it. You're disrespecting his name.
His face looks like it's made out of Play-Doh. What are you talking about?
It does, dude. He looks like Patrick Star in human form. He does. He's so swear to God.
You need to tweet that because that is a perfect analogy. Holy shit. Patrick Star in human form. Seriously, tweet that or I will.
God. You do it for me, Coach. You do it for me. Quote me.
I'm not going to quote you. I'm going to straight up steal it if you don't tweet it.
All right, fine. I'm gonna tweet it. Goddamn,
All right, but
on it
while
right now.
while you're doing that, next up we got the Detroit Pistons. I guess I'd give them a D because I expected them to be in the playoff race, and they're currently 5-11, which is not great.
Yeah.
What's weird about this
Oh man,
Detroit
they're
Pistons
12th in the
team
West.
is that
Mm-hmm.
everyone is hitting their threes at like a career high
Oh
rate,
yeah.
but Blake Griffin has been rusty and he's only played like 4 games. Because like Langston Galloway, 40 something percent from 3 on 5 attempts. Same goes for Tony Snell. Markieff Morris is shooting 42% from 3 on 4 attempts. Bruce Brown is even hitting his 3 pointers. Uh, Andre Drummond's having a career year, averaging like 18 rebounds a game.
Yeah. So, we had a really interesting conversation the first time we did this thing around with the Detroit Pistons, and we were talking about how like they're literally in like the best position, one of the best positions to blow everything up because all of their role players are doing damn good right now. And they're playing out of their mind. So right before like any of them go in a slump, they need to trade a lot of these dudes as soon as possible. That man Tony Snell, you got to go. That man D Rose, I love you. You balling, but you gotta go. That man, shit, what's his name? Bruce Brown, gotta go.
Well,
Langston
Bruce
Galloway,
Brown's
gotta
young.
go.
Bruce Brown's young.
Oh, oh yeah, he is. He looks really old. Not really old though, but he looks like he's like in his prime.
Yeah, he looks
So I
like a
guess you could
solid
keep
28.
him.
But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
they're in a good position. They're in pretty much I don't even say good position. They're at a time right
Yeah,
now where they got to make moves or they are going to be worse for it because Drummond is probably going to leave. Blake Griffin's only to get older. Derrick Rose is a good trade asset, but he, again, has injury problems. Uh,
yeah.
Reggie Jackson's on a 1-year deal, so you can trade him for a bad contract and a pick. You're having guys on your team like Tony Snell and Langston Galloway and Markieff Morris who are hitting their 3 pointers for the first time in a while.
Those are second round. Yeah, second
You
round
could
picks,
you
first round picks right there.
you could get a second out of Markieff. You could probably get a second out of maybe 2 seconds out of Galloway and Snell. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Luke Kennard's playing good. He's young. Bruce Brown's a solid defensive player. Christian Wood has been really good for them this year. I think this is just a good point to just fucking rebuild because you have a decent amount of assets that you can turn into picks and young guys. Trade Drummond, trade Blake, get Zach Collins from the Blazers, all that kind of stuff.
Their ratings are gonna fall off the fucking charts though, and also their attendance. I'm pretty sure it's not good already, but it's gonna get even worse by the time they trade all those guys if they do. But I'm just saying, for the better of their future, if they're thinking long term, yeah, trade everyone except for.
But the thing is,
not
it's
everyone,
kind of gonna happen whether they want to or not, because
yeah,
Drummond is gonna leave. I mean, I don't know how many seats Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin, who will probably ask for a trade anyways, is gonna bring. So yeah. But next we got the Golden State Warriors, and I brought this stat up last time, and I want to bring it up again. So I don't even really feel comfortable grading this team because of how many injuries they have.
Exactly.
Last year, there's a stat called what was the word?
Continuity.
Yes, that's roster continuity. And the Warriors have the 4th lowest roster continuity in NBA history. And if you take Draymond Green out, if he was injured as well, they would literally just have Kevon Looney as well as Jacob Evans. There are literally, outside of Curry and Clay, there are only 2, and Draymond, there were only 2 Warriors on this team that were here last year.
Yeah, and Kevon only played literally 1 game so far this season.
Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing. Their roster. I forgot the word again. Continuity is fucked. Yeah. But there is some bright spots in Eric Pascal, Kai Bowman. I wonder how Jordan Poole's doing. Oh, I just looked at those stats. Yikes.
Yeah, I heard Warriors fans hate
9
this man.
9 points on 27% shooting.
Doinks.
Yeah,
not pretty, but great. I mean, hey, he's learning. So, I think I'd rate them, like, I don't know, I'm not comfortable at all, but I say C for knowing what they've gotten themselves into, like right after Curry got hurt, I give them a C. There's not much they can do about anything, you know. So yeah, just getting this ass whooping and yeah, you're getting this ass whooping. While they get this ass whooping, everybody in the league is gonna be laughing at them now. But as we all know, the tables are gonna turn once they get that number 1 overall pick and select James Wiseman and make everybody their bitch again.
Yeah. Next, we got the Houston Rockets. Maybe a D. Maybe not a D. Maybe a B minus because.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been games where Russ and Harden work. There have been games where they haven't. I'm not surprised. That's about it. Daniel House Jr. deserves Role Player of the Year award. Well, actually, Marcus Smart does, but he deserves second place.
Yeah. For me, I give him a B, I guess, because there hasn't been much turmoil or kinks going on between Russ and Harden so far this season. So not much to say about that. They've been doing Houston things.
Next, we got the Indiana Pacers. I think I have to give them a C minus because I expected them to be better than they currently are. They have had some injury problems, but I don't think it's been enough for them to be just 9-6. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be. You give them a C.
I think I said a C minus.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more lenient because I think you're underrating just how many people have been in and out of their rotations and their lineups. So I'm gonna give them a C plus because I would expect at this rate, like how things are going with them, I would expect them to be like 7th, 8th seed range, but they're like right outside of all the terrible teams in the East, and they're one of the last decent teams out there. So I give them a C plus considering like Miles Turner been out, Miles Brogdon's been in and out. Who else? Oh, Jeremy Lamb has been Houdini out here. Hasn't been playing much games. So, yeah.
Next, we got the LA Clippers. I think I'd probably give them a C because maybe even a C minus. But I do think injuries and Kawhi load management have had an impact on that. But yeah, I don't know.
I think I give him a C plus because, as I said in the first time we recorded this, I give him a C plus for them staying true to themselves and letting Lou Will do Lou Will and be the closer for the most part on their team. And yeah, give him a C plus.
Next we got the Lakers. I give them, honestly, I think I have to give them an A, maybe even an A plus, because I just expected the guys around LeBron and AD to hold them back enough to where it would not, they would not be 14-2, basically. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, this team is really fucking good. But yeah, Danny Green, I believe he's been hitting his 3-pointers. Yeah, 43%. That has helped, and he's the only other big contract on this team. I wonder how Kyle Kuzma's doing. I can say
Kuzma has been okay.
Yeah. 12 points per game. Ugh. Yeah, totally a great young player right there. Dwight Howard, he hasn't surprised me as much as he surprised other people. Because I went out of my way to say that I thought people were too hard on Howard. Pause, especially with him. But all he really needed to do was to stop posting up and really play with effort, like a guy who is barely in the NBA. And now that he was barely in the NBA, he's played great. So I'm not as surprised by that as most people are. Maybe a little bit surprised, but not a lot. Weirdly enough, as much as we shit on him, KCP has played great the last couple of games.
Yes, dude. Talk about that. I tweeted this on Twitter the other day.
Bullying works. Bullying works.
Exactly. Bring that shit back, you pussies.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, shit.
I'm so much better of a person because I was bullied as a child.
Swear to God, dude. On God, you're not lying. This man has been putting up 8 points and 2 boards and 1 rebound. But let's talk about this efficiency. 45% from the field and 42% from 3, dude. Before all of this, arrest him immediately memes and people making fun of all the money that this man KCP makes. He was playing horrible, but then I don't know if you caught this or whatever, but he made a burner account and he was tweeting back at Lakers fans and all this other stuff. And that burner account got exposed. And ever since he made that account, this man has been hooping out of his freaking mind. Been a really reliable role player.
I think that's a coincidence.
So hey, So yeah, bullying works, dude, without a doubt. So I didn't even give him a grade. I
Yeah.
give him an A because they had a lot of roster turnover. They have like what six of the same players have returned to that team, and I think they have like 7 new players on that team. So there's a lot of movement and change that happened in that roster. But everybody knows their role. But I didn't think everybody would mesh and gel this fast,
Yeah.
this
And
early
they're
into
on
the
they're on
season. So
pace
that's
to
an A for
win
me.
70 games.
That is ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. I think they're gonna slow down because I know Anthony Davis like the back of my hand, and some people call him Anthony Day to Day Davis, so just fucked. But it's semi truth.
Yeah, but
It's a semi truth.
I'd say 60 games, 60 wins is definitely. I would even predict that that's what
Yeah.
happens. Uh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt. 60 is very
I would
possible.
probably even say 65, but yeah, not quite 70. I did see a tweet that said that LeBron would lead his team to 73 wins just to be petty,
Oh yeah,
or
I saw that
74.
too.
Yeah. We got the
Not happening, but funny.
we got the Memphis Grizzlies up next. I mean, if he really tried, this team injuries are going to be too much of a factor. But yeah,
Yeah.
if everything went smoothly and
So,
Anthony Davis played his first 82 game season, then maybe. But it's not going to
oh
happen.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
next we got the Memphis Grizzlies. I think I have to give them a B plus.
Okay. Why that?
Well, because
Jaw?
because not even that, because I mean, even in the games that they've lost, they've been really competitive. They've just been a a respectable basketball team, and when you looked at the roster, it didn't seem like that would really be the case. And that's in spite of Jaren Jackson Jr. really struggling this year. And it's his
Yeah.
numbers have been all right, and the main reason that he has struggled is his fouls, because he's had games where he's played
Yeah.
no more than like 20 minutes because he's been in foul trouble. Like he's currently averaging 26 minutes a game, and
Yeah, bro.
I guarantee you he'd be around 20 points per game if he was getting the minutes that he could be getting if he wasn't getting in foul trouble.
Exactly.
I actually want to look up what his per 36 numbers are. So he's averaging 19.6 points a game, as well as 7 rebounds in per 36, but he just can't stop fouling. He averages 4 a game. Wendell Carter's had that same problem as well, but it's less.
Crazy.
It's not as much of the fault of Wendell Carter. For whatever reason, refs just fucking call fouls on him for no reason. You can see compilations posted on Twitter of him like going straight up with a guy jumping into him and him getting fouled. The other day, Cody Zeller completely wrapped his arms around him and then jumped above him, and then fucking Wendell was called for a loose ball foul. It was like, what the fuck are you on? I don't know what the NBA refs have against this guy, but it's really getting on my nerves.
Okay, so yeah. So back to the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaw's been a lot better, and he has been way more consistent than I thought he would have been. This team as overall as a whole is not. They're a tanking team. They're a bad team, but it's not a team that you can just run over like the Warriors or the Atlanta Hawks or the Cavs or the Knicks or any of those teams. You can't run over the Memphis Grizzlies. You can't bully them because they don't bite down. They don't back down. They bite. They don't bark.
Yeah, and I did say in my video after the, I think it was before he was drafted, but like right after it was obvious that Ja was going to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the draft lottery.
I said that I would not be surprised if this team was like a borderline playoff team if Ja was ridiculous in his rookie year. So far, he has been pretty ridiculous in his rookie year, but Jaren Jackson Jr. not taking the next step has held that back because I expected Jaren to take that next step. And you know what? If he was able to be the 20-point per game guy that he should be, if he figures out that foul problem, then I do think they would be like a 10th seed in the West. But not currently happening.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Miami Heat. I gotta give. Okay.
Ooh man,
this is weird.
That's an A.
This is weird because my expectations to open the season like the day before the season started versus my
Mm-hmm.
expectations when this roster was it originally completed. Back when I did my power rankings video, we did a power rankings podcast. You'll notice
Yeah.
that I had the Miami Heat as the ninth seed in the East, uh, and then I saw them play in the preseason, and I saw how good their rookies were, and you know what? I probably would have said like sixth seed. So going off of my more recent expectations, I think I'd give them an A because I believe they're second,
Yeah.
or I think they're tied for second in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a three-way tie between them, Toronto, and
yeah,
Boston. So for sure, I give him a A as well because I don't think anybody could say that they saw this
yeah.
coming from
I
them.
just dropped
Mainly just
the
because of their young
I just
dudes
dropped
and
the video on them, but
mm-hmm.
I think probably the most surprising guy, weirdly enough, on this team has been Duncan Robinson. I don't think enough people are talking about this guy. He,
The
yeah,
shooter, the
he's
shooter.
had 2 games where he's had 7+ 3-point makes already. And this is his first
That is
year actually
ridiculous, man.
getting playtime.
Dude, the Miami Heat are dude, what's a really underrated narrative in the NBA is how well like how great the Miami Heat are at finding these type of dudes, these really good role players that they have on they've been able
Yeah.
to find and add on to their team. They've got so many good quality role players over the last few years.
Originally, they picked up Hassan
Nobody really
Whiteside out
get,
of nowhere, and he was really good, and then he sucked. So,
yeah, their development, their coaching staff is ridiculous, dog. They could make me into a solid D League player if they wanted to, bro. So yeah, I give him an A. I give him an A. What about you? I think you gave him an A too as well, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, next,
So next
next we
team,
got the Bucks. Um,
C. I don't have much to say about
yeah,
them. They've been
maybe
doing the same
maybe a
thing.
C plus. Giannis has
Yeah,
been even more ridiculous,
out of this world.
which is saying a lot. He's been taking
Mm-hmm.
threes. He hasn't necessarily made them that much, but I'd see it as a positive sign. Currently
Yeah,
averaging 30,
he's been a better shooter this year
currently averaging
from
30,
three at least.
14 and 6. I mean,
That's that's 2K like
yeah,
numbers, dog.
seriously. Uh but yeah, I think I give him a
Yeah,
C plus because I mean, it's even though we just complimented them, that's kind of what I expected. Although maybe I should give them
yeah.
a B minus because Chris Middleton, I don't even think I think he's missed a bunch of games if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because he like fractures his leg or some shit like that.
And if they're playing this well
He's missed like
without,
the last 6, 7 games.
he's played 10 games. Okay, but still, that's what 7 games that he's missed
Mm-hmm.
or six games.
Yeah.
I thought a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'd give him a B minus.
Nothing too out of the ordinary with them though.
Yeah. Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, I think I got to give them a B
So,
plus. Yeah.
yeah, dude, they've been playing well, even though they're barely in eighth seed right now. Not really barely. There's a good gap between eighth and
I mean,
ninth,
an
but
eighth seed is better than I
I'm
think
pretty
most people
sure
expected, including myself.
you are definitely right about that. You're definitely right about that. But yeah, I for sure give him a B. I'm gonna say a B plus because yeah, I didn't see this coming from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though the roster is kind of mid, and they kind of really didn't make any significant moves so far. I mean, during the offseason, they changed a lot of things up with their offense and stuff, and Cat's been as
And I
usual
found out
phenomenal.
why
I'm gonna
that
give him a B
was
plus.
in Legend of Winning's video. Apparently, the GM of the Timberwolves did not want to let their coach run the offense that he wanted to run. And I think the GM either changed his mind or he was replaced. And then the head coach was allowed to
Uh-huh.
run his offense. And then that's what allowed for them to do
Uh-huh.
what they're doing so far.
Damn, that is crazy, dog. That's crazy.
So shout out to
But yeah,
what's his name? I don't remember. Something Saunders.
the
I
coach.
believe he is the son of Flip
Yeah, Flip
Saunders, which
son.
is really cool because he was the coach of this team not too
Yeah,
long ago. Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
R.I.P.
Next, we got the New Orleans Pelicans. Without Zion, it's hard to really gauge this
Damn.
team. I think I just give them a
They've had so many
Yeah.
injuries, dude, so far this season. They have had the most injuries so far this season out of every
With
team.
that
It's not
factor,
even
because I
close. Their
thought they
entire
could,
starting lineup
I
at
thought they
times has
could
been
be
out.
like a ninth or 10th seed. So with that, with the injuries being a
Yeah,
factor, I think I'd probably just give them a C.
yeah. I'm gonna give them a C as well. They've been not great, but not horrible either, considering how many like players have been in and out. Zoe has been Zoe. Ingram has been. He's been really good, but he's been missing a few games here and there. Drew Holiday has been missing a few games too, and Derek Favors been missing a few games. Everybody's just been missing a few games, and
I'm actually curious what
even
Derek
though
Favors'
they've missed,
numbers look like.
yeah. While you go ahead and check that, I just want to say that this team has been they've been like a bit better than I would have thought, knowing that these players were going to miss all these games. Right now, they stand at the 10th seed and they're 6-10, and they could easily go up to the ninth seed and maybe even the 8th seed if everyone is able to remain healthy and John comes back.
Yeah.
And he comes back next month, I believe. So you never know. I really expected this team to be a playoff team, but hey, that idea still shouldn't be shut down.
Yeah, I mean it really should be though in the West because if you it's
I mean, I wouldn't say so because there's Phoenix and Minnesota, two really shaky
I
teams.
don't think the Suns are that shaky.
Like I think it's
But
not that.
Derek Favors' numbers were not impressive at all, which is kind of sad because I expected him to be because this is the first year in like 5 years or 4 years that he's been allowed to play center because he's been forced to play power forward next to Rudy
Mhm.
Gobert, and I thought he would be like a 15-10 guy. He's only averaging 8 and 8, so
Oh no,
yeah,
he's stiff, dog. He's washed. He's washed. He's young, but
he's
he's
like
washed. He's been
28.
through so many injuries. I know, but he's not like. I think he's younger than that.
Yeah, I think he's like 26 actually, or 25.
Yeah, that's crazy. He gives off the vibe that he's like in dead
And
ass
he's
like
also
towards his
he's
peak, but he's
28.
like
He's 28. He's been in the league since
okay.
2010. So yeah, when he was 19 years old, so it
Yeah, that's
feels like he's been
crazy.
in the league for a millennia. Uh, New
Yeah.
York Knicks currently in a close game with the Brooklyn Nets. That's hilarious. But yeah, but the Knicks are who we got up next.
uh-huh.
Currently 4-12. I
Ah,
actually expected them to be a semi-respectable basketball team, and they have not been that. So I think I got to give them a D.
yeah. Yeah, they have no reason to be literally last in the or tied for last in the Eastern
I do
Conference. So
think
I give
I
them
think
a D
people
as
give him
well.
too much shit for the power forward thing. Because like
Why?
Taj Gibson's a center. Marcus Morris can play small forward, and he plays it pretty all right. And I'm pretty sure he has been playing small forward. Bobby Portis is good as a
He
six
definitely
man,
has.
so it's fine that he's a power forward. And Julius Randle is the starting power forward. So really, you have a small forward, a a starting and backup power forward, and a backup center. That's their fucking power forwards, all right? It's not the 1990s. It's not. That's not how the positions work anymore.
Wow.
It's not as
This is record breaking right now,
I'm
dude.
defending the
You're
Knicks.
talking nice
I'm
about the
defending the Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah, it is record
Yeah, dude.
breaking.
Never.
I don't think it's as big. I think it's a stupid thing to criticize. Of all of the things you can criticize the Knicks for, power forwards is not it. Criticize them for sucking for pretty much the last 20 years outside of 1 year with Melo in 2013. Criticize them for that.
Yeah, man. But yeah. Well, that on top of that, yeah, I give him a D.
Yeah.
Give him a D.
Next we got OKC.
Julius been garbage too, by the way. Just to add on
Who?
to that, Julius Randle, he's disappeared this season so far. He
He
got the
got
bag and
his
dipped.
bag and disappeared, man. But
Yeah.
next we got OKC. Currently 5-10. Again, I think this is just a
Mm-hmm.
baseline C. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's been nuts.
Yeah.
Uh, he's actually calmed down a bit because he's only averaging 20 a game now. To open the year for like the first 6 games, he was averaging 27 points.
Yeah. That's nuts. Yeah. I give him a C as well. I think for me personally, Steven Adams has been really disappointing so
Yeah,
far.
man.
Like I didn't think
I
he
thought
was. He really misses
I
Russ.
thought he'd be in the most improved player race. No joke. Because I thought like he was gonna average like
Damn, that's crazy.
16 and 13 this year. Because like there's less
Damn.
offensive options or less star offensive options, and he doesn't have Russell Westbrook to steal his
Uh-huh.
rebounds anymore. But he's only averaging 9 and 9, I believe.
Well, something to add on to it, though, is that he's playing like the second lowest minutes of his, or maybe third lowest minutes of his career.
Why though?
For some, no, maybe it's. Nah, I have
Do they
no
even have a
reason. I
center that
no
should be
idea
getting
at all.
minutes? Really?
Nerlens Noel, but I mean, I don't really want to count that at
Not
all.
over Steven Adams.
Yeah, no reason. I have no idea what's going on over there in OKC, but they haven't been garbage, but they haven't been great. Just like
Yeah, that's fucking
extremely mid.
weird.
That's all I can expect out of them.
Now we got
So
the
see,
Orlando Magic. Um, they are 6-9, I
speaking of
think.
weird, shout out
Yeah, shout out
Markel.
Markel. I think you got to give them
Yeah.
a D plus because I mean they're technically in the playoffs,
Hmm.
but that's just because the West sucks that much dick or the East sucks that much dick. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of disappointing. And they're probably gonna get worse because Nikola Vucevic is out for a month. Aaron Gordon's out for like a week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, AG is out. Damn, that's
rolled his
crazy.
ankle really bad.
That's crazy. Yeah, they're gonna drop off. Man, they could possibly drop off. But this is the time where Mo Bamba, the what was he, the fifth overall pick? Time for him to show his worth because man, he's been
You
looking
should
really suspect out
know.
here in these streets.
You should
35%
know who
from
the
the
fifth
field.
overall pick was.
Ah, shit. My bad.
Yeah.
He was a sixth.
Dude, I can't imagine. I
He
would
was
be
a
so
sixth.
sick as a Magic fan because if you think about it, Trey Young is everything that team needed. Everything.
Yeah, he was. He was, dude. He was. Their eyes were completely set on him, but they had to settle for that man, Mo Bamba. And so far, this man is shooting 35% from the field, and he's averaging 4 points.
How are you a big man
Sick to my stomach.
shooting
Yeah,
35%?
I don't know what's going on with that man. Yeah, no clue what's going on. I had way higher expectations for him, but he's been.
All right, next we got the Sixers. To start the year they look like an A plus. Now I think I got to go with a B, maybe even a C plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I give him a C.
Yeah, actually,
give
yeah,
him
I
a
think
C
I'm
for sure.
overreacting to the good record because I really think this is pretty much what they should have been. There's been some fit struggles which I kind of expected. Ben Simmons has been disappointing as fuck. He's down to 13 points per game now.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and his efficiency has dropped just to not really drop at all. But I mean, he's just been he hit a three.
Dude,
He
the
hit a
amount
three,
of
so that's
fucking
that.
idiots who came into my comment section on my Ben Simmons video and said that it was completely invalid because he hit one corner 3-pointer. There were a
Yeah.
couple people joking saying that, but there were a couple people legitimately saying this aged well with a sarcastic tone like, bitch, it's still aged
Yeah.
well, you dickhole. Just because he hit a fucking 3-pointer does not mean that all of his problems are gone. Good God.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ben Simmons is losing a lot of like not respectability, but he's losing a lot of credit around the NBA and the NBA world without a doubt. And so many young players so far are passing him up, and I think by let's say like 2 years from now, there's gonna be so many young players that you'd rather have on your team than Ben Simmons. I remember a couple, maybe last week or something like that. I made a semi troll tweet about several players that I'd rather have over Ben Simmons. And to add on top of that list, I'd like to say that I'd rather have John Morant over Ben Simmons without a doubt too.
About
what
what?
you got to say about that? I'm adding on to my troll tweet that when I said that I'd rather have a whole bunch of. Remember that tweet that I made where I said I'd rather have a lot of players over Ben Simmons? I just said I want to add on a player to that list, and I said I would like to add John Morant to that list. I'd rather have John
Shit,
Morant on my
maybe
team
I'm
than
crazy, but I honestly think the Sixers could be a little bit better with John Morant than Ben Simmons. Ugh, that's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I don't think you're too crazy for that. Yeah, I don't know what Ben's on, but yeah,
I mean,
You're
it's
gonna
not.
get a C
Ben
from me.
Simmons is a better player. It's just the fit at the moment is a bad. I mean, it's never been a good thing.
I don't think he's a
Really?
better player right now.
Damn.
I don't think he's a better player. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think he's a better player than Ja.
All right.
I think if you ask if you ask all GMs which guard would you rather have right now for the next 10
Well,
years, they're
Ja
gonna say
is
Ja,
younger
'cause
and
I
he
think
doesn't
they're
have a
more
max
likely to be
contract,
champions with
so.
Ja. I mean, okay, whatever. You not okay. If you're thinking like that, yeah, whatever. But I mean, I think still
All
most people are
right.
gonna take Ja,
Well,
even if they
next
were
we
the
got
same
the
age.
Phoenix Suns, and I guess we just can just say an A plus, and then we
Oh
can move
man,
on with our day. That's all we got
yeah,
to say.
exactly. Shout out Aaron Baines,
Shout out Aaron
AB.
Band's fan club on Twitter. That's a great NBA account. But next we got the Portland Trailblazers, and to completely contrast what we were just saying, we got to give this team a D or an F.
F.
Yeah, I would say I
I
I
give
would
him an
say
F,
D
dog.
because of injuries, but yeah, man, it's not looking pretty.
Mm-hmm. They had a lot of Yeah, they have the worst recipe ever to start off a regular season. First of all, they lost so many key players over the offseason, and then on top of that, they have so many injuries to start off the season, and they lack depth. So it's like a recipe for disaster. And they signed Melo too, which is I don't know how you want to take it, but I guess it's all right. But yeah, they get an F from me. My first F so far in this video. I mean,
I think
this
I give
pod.
them a D minus. I'm not quite ready to say F. But next we got the Kings, and I don't know how hard I want to be here because a lot of this is on Luke Walton.
Wait, so what do you give them?
No, I said I don't know what to grade them because a lot of this is on Luke walton. I don't feel like faulting the team for it. Uh,
Oh, okay, yeah, they're hard to grade because they have a injury to their best player, De'Aaron Fox, and also Marvin Bagley's been out
I'd
too.
say C minus D
I guess
plus.
so far, yeah, I'm gonna give them a C. I'm gonna give them a C because they've maintained the ninth spot barely so far, and once De'Aaron and Marvin Bagley comes back, hopefully Luke Walton can redeem himself and actually coach.
All right. Well, next I
And bring
think
him
we
back
have
to life.
another
But
F, and that's
yeah.
the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh yeah, woohoo! Man, they just won their first game in like the last
Yeah,
like
because they
seven,
lost
eight
8
games, dude.
before that.
Last night I think.
Dude, the amount of Spurs fans
Yeah,
that came into my
yeah.
comment
So,
section and called me an idiot for saying that this team was going nowhere and they needed to rebuild. Fuck you, Spurs fans. I'm glad you're losing 8 straight games. Y'all have the same record as the Bulls. That is depressing.
damn, damn. Once you put it like that, holy shit, Rusty just shitted on these dudes. Damn, if you put it like that, you
What a
are right.
great
Holy shit.
self-own while
Damn,
roasting someone
dog.
else.
Damn.
Yeah. What grade you give them?
You just hate to see it. Oh man, I think I give them. They have really no excuse for how poor they've been playing, so I think I'm gonna give them an F.
They also, well, I honestly think Greg Popovich. Shit, I might have to slander Greg Popovich here, but I think he might be a little outdated as a coach.
Really? Why?
I mean, he's perfectly content with putting out lineups with no shooting, and then also for weirdly puts out lineups with no defense at times. He's also not playing Derek White like he should be. Like he's coming off of the bench for most of the games. Like Derek White should be starting.
Yeah,
They should be playing 34 minutes a game.
Yeah. The Spurs lineups are really weird. They just need to like swallow their pride and like say fuck that streak and come to the realization that like yo, tanking is not dead in the NBA and like you really need to like suck for a year to get that one dude. Hey, there's this one foreign kid right now who you should be on the lookout. I'm pretty sure you might have heard of him already, Rusty. His name is like Denji. His last name starts with an A. I can't pronounce his name right now. But I mean, this is his first chance right now to draft that foreign kid since they missed out on Luka 2 years ago.
Yeah. Next we got the Toronto Raptors. I think I got to give them an A as well because I expected them to be an around 500 team.
Yeah.
And they're currently winning.
Yeah, especially with the injuries that they've
11
had.
4 right now.
Yeah, I give him an A as well. Siakam be doing his thing. Fred VanVleet is going to get a big bag during this offseason.
Yeah.
That Chris
Fred VanVleet currently averaging 18
seen that man
and
in my
8.
life.
His field goal percentage sucks, but he's
Yeah,
mostly shooting threes. So
Yeah.
I'd actually like to see what his true shooting percentage looks like. Because
I think that I want to. A thought that I've had in my mind recently about the Toronto Raptors is how good that these dudes are, or how good they're at finding tall, lengthy African dudes who like to block shots and who are great at basketball. They got Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
That man, they didn't find Serge Ibaka, but they got Serge on their team. They got that Chris Boster dude. They drafted OG Anunoby. Like, damn, bro. Shit. They must be on the hunt for me next.
He has a 54% true shooting percentage, which is the same as last year. So, yeah, he's been good, really good, and the shooting percentage isn't as bad as it looks on paper. But yeah, did you give your grade?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I give him an A. Yeah. Give him an A, easy.
All right, Utah Jazz. I'm making a video on this team right now. I think they've been slept on. I also think Donovan Mitchell has been slept on because he's currently averaging 26 points per game, shooting 39% from 3 on 7 attempts, grabbing 6 rebounds, getting 4 assists. I made a hot takes video a while ago for this upcoming season, and one of those hot takes was that I thought Donovan Mitchell could be in an MVP type conversation. And here's the thing. I think he's putting up the numbers to be in that conversation. Or towards the bottom of it. Towards the bottom of it. Towards the bottom of it.
Nah, these are not MVP. These are not MVP. 26. He has good numbers, but not MVP numbers. I think.
Well, I was saying that with Utah performing really well, and I thought they could perform a little bit better than they currently are. But I think they will perform better, and I think if Donovan Mitchell keeps this up and his numbers are as good as they are, if not better, he could be like the 5th guy in MVP voting.
I'm too iffy about that because there's too many. There's Harden, Giannis, Luka, LeBron. There's too many bodies out there. And then, who knows, people might throw around AD, freaking some more shit, dude. I don't know. Too many bodies out there for that. But I think Donovan Mitchell is doing what he's supposed to be doing, and like, I think the obvious has happened since he's got like an actual respectable point guard on his team who actually. Like,
and well, that's the point I made with that take, as well as the spacing around him. Yeah. But did I give a grade for Utah? Because I think I'd give them a B+.
I think I give him a B.
And finally, we got the Washington Wizards. We're going out sad here. Best offensive team in the league, and I'm pretty sure worst defensive team in the league.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because I just told you earlier, they're averaging 130 points, or not 130, they're averaging the most points per game.
Holy shit, you're right. They're the second best offensive team in the league, and they're the third worst. They're the worst defensive team.
Bradley Beal is currently averaging 30 points per game on 47% shooting, as well as five rebounds and 7 assists.
Yeah, this man is hooping. Jesus Christ, he started off the year struggling too, man. He changed that real
Isaiah
fast.
Thomas has also been a productive basketball player. 12 points and 6 assists, 40% from 3. I wish he'd be a little bit more aggressive scoring the ball, but yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, but they're 9th seed so far, and they could, since Nikola Vucevic and also AG is going to be out, they could easily sneak into the playoffs and replace the Orlando
Magic. I did not even consider that. Please don't.
Why?
Because I'm trying to keep the East as shitty as possible for the Bulls to maybe slip in.
Yeah. Nah, it's raps, dog. Washington's going to take over.
It's not too late, all right? It's not too late. Shut the fuck up. But I guess, I mean, they're better than I expected, so I guess I'd give them a B+, maybe even an A, considering how good that offense has been.
No one could have called this right here.
Yeah, what's your grade?
I'm gonna give him an A for having the second best offense in the league. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right.
Man,
well,
sleepy.
That was the last team. Yeah, I am sleepy. I got 6 hours of sleep last night. But that's the end of this video. Wait, that's my YouTube outro.
Yeah, go to sleep, dog. You want me to take this over? Well, guys, this is the end of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And bye.